I wake up with a start. Strangely, I'm sitting on the couch with a blanket over me instead of lying in bed. This is new. This is new. This is new. This is new. They just had the fight, guys, okay? A few things have changed without the whole story. Natsuki's more of a player in helping with Yuri. She doesn't know about the cutting, but she is there and she's helping. And Yuri has been opening up with Natsuki and helping her with her manga, such. So there are some things that have changed. I don't think I'll be including those in this recording, but hey, welcome back. This is the beginning of the new Yuri stuff, okay? The good ending, hopefully. And they just had their fight. Strangely, I'm sitting on the couch with a blanket over me instead of lying in bed. As I pulled the blanket off myself, fragments of memories suddenly flashed through my mind. White day, cooking, yelling, blood, Yuri. Oh God, Yuri. Adrenaline starts pumping through me again as I weigh over all my choices. What could I have done differently? How did this all happen? Springing up from the couch, I rub my hands over my face and stumble into the kitchen. I haven't cleaned up our dinner yesterday. It's crazy how such a mundane chore can even seem urgent in the wake of what happened. I don't know why you laugh. But to my surprise, the dining table is cleared, the dishes all stacked neatly in the drying rack. And the blanket. Mom must have helped out. Mom? I feel like a child again as I walk through the house looking for my mom. At this point, I feel like Mom's the only one who'd be able to comfort me. Geez, I must really be a mama's boy. It is my bedroom that I happen to find her. Mom's sitting at my desk, flipping through an old photo album. Salty, you're up. Yeah, I guess I am. I sit down on my bed next to her. For a moment, there's only the sound of the album page crinkling as they churn. Finally, Mom breaks the silence. Remember when we went to the beach that time? She points out a photo of a small, chubby child digging in a hole in the wet sand at the beach. They must have taken what? I was like 5. Maybe. You'll have to be more specific, though. Come on, it was the time you peed yourself because you were too busy playing to go to the bathroom. Ironic, because you could have peed in the ocean right next to you, but instead you wet your pants in front of everyone. Hey, what's the point in bringing this up now? I could feel the heat rising in my face. Just reminiscing. There's another flip of a page, followed by a sigh. You were so cute as a kid. So I'm not much of a looker now, huh? Oh, now you're putting words in my mouth. Mom gazes fondly down at another photo. It's one of her and Dad standing proudly in front of our house, my 7-year-old self striking a silly pose in between them. Sometimes I wonder, would it have been better if I hadn't insisted on leaving your father? Should I have just put up with it for your sake? No, I would disagree on that. Do not... Okay. Salty interruption. Sorry. I already have a friend whose parents stuck with them, even though they hated each other. And the kid, my friend, went through hell because they were always fighting, and he noticed that, and throughout the whole life, all that stuff was just hurting him, completely. Not everybody's the same, I know. Some people are better at hiding their failed marriages than anybody else, but to me, it seems like if the marriage is over, then you have to cut your losses. Even for the kid's sake, because even staying together, even though that might seem like that's what you're supposed to do, if it's a failed marriage, if that's making you feel lonely and they make you feel terrible and it's going to affect the child's health, it might be better just to leave, you know. I'm not a therapist, though. Don't take my advice. Go to therapy. Okay. It started by the sudden change in topic. Mom never really talks about her feelings, much less the divorce. A divorce therapist, that's what I meant. I mean, aren't you happier now? Huh. There's no denying that. But still, there are plenty of people who stick it out for their kids' sake. I just couldn't do that, though. Sorry that your mom's so selfish. No, you're not. But there wouldn't have been any use in staying together, and all of you would have done was keep on arguing. I could tell that you guys were both unhappy, you know. Plus, everything turned out alright in the end, anyway. It's better to be single than in a toxic relationship. A toxic relationship, huh? Weren't you super stressed out all the time? Remember, a lot of your arguments were about how much work you each did, and Dad would insist that you had it easier than him. Yeah. That man. Still, you know that I was the one who insisted on the divorce, right? I could have forgave him. Oh, she wasn't? He was? Still, you know that I was the one who insisted on the divorce. Okay. Yeah, she was. I could have forgiven him. I think after I showed him the papers, he was actually shocked to realize how serious it was. He'd apologized to me and told me that he was willing to change. I didn't know that. But my pride stood in the way. I didn't want to back down and look weak. I didn't want to have a long conversation about it with him after already explaining myself so many times in our argument. I couldn't bear going through all that all over again if it turned out that he really didn't change. Knowing Dad, I think he would have gone back to his old ways after a while. Yeah. Anyway, at least I'm happy that I got to focus on my career so much more after we separated. But that still came with a cost of not being able to watch over you as much as I wanted to. Mom, seriously, it's okay. You gotta do what you gotta do, right? All things considering, I'm happy with the way things turned out. Haha, thanks, Salty. You know how my temper can get when I'm particularly irritated or tired, though. I can't imagine that I would have been much fun to argue with. Who knows, if I were more patient or communicative, things might have turned out differently. Speaking of arguments, you had one with Yuri yesterday, didn't you? Because he was sleeping on the couch, yeah. Yeah. Geez, an earth-shattering argument on a white day. Hey, that's an exaggeration. And how did you know he had an argument? Mom rolls her eyes. Dinner was still on the table, barely eaten, and you were dozing off on the couch with the TV turned on to an infomercial channel. Guess that makes sense. Well, I didn't want to ask you for advice on it, though. Well, I did want to ask you for advice on it, though. So what happened? I rub my hands through my hair as I try to recall everything that happened last night. Well, we started off by talking about Sayori while we were eating. Like, she asked me what we did together this other day. I started talking about how good of a friend Sayori is. Whoa. You talked to Yuri about another girl on White Day? That's a point that Yuri brought up too. Yeah. Is there some kind of dating code that I'm missing? Apparently, Salty, what gave you a bright idea to talk up another girl so much in front of your girlfriend? Hey, she's the one who brought Sayuri up first, you know. Anyway, when Yuri started hinting at how I should have been talking about that, and I got kind of mad and told her she should have worked on communicating more clearly. And then she started talking about how she had trouble communicating and had to deal with a lot of problems. And I told her that I have my own problems to deal with, too. Mom winces at that. I know, I said some wrong things during our argument. Anyway, Yuri started being really self-deprecating and then she left, too. There's a bunch of stuff happened when Yuri kept calling herself a freak. Oh, and I told her that she should consider therapy, but she was really unrepetitive about it. Mom's quiet for a few moments. I don't know if there's a good or bad sign. Sorry if some of my summary was vague, but I don't really want to reveal any secrets without Yuri's permission, you know? It's quite alright, Salty, I get it. Thanks. But honestly speaking, I think a good portion of my points were valid. I wouldn't say it was right in our argument, but... You know, someone once said that everything before the word but is BS. Salty, you should be looking at this the way... You shouldn't be looking at it the way in the first place. Both of you should be working to solve your problems together, not pitting yourself against each other and trying to see who's right and who's wrong. That's true. Still can't believe that this is even happening. My brain keeps going over different things I said, different things I could have done. Everything that happened last night is just playing on repeat in my head. Now you know how I feel, eh? One sec. Maybe Mom's actually opened up about the divorce for a reason. Here's your chance to not turn into another version of me and your father, though. It's probably true that you have been at a point in that Yuri should probably learn to communicate her problems more efficiently. But it also sounds like she may have some deep-rooted problems that she wouldn't be able to get over as easily as you like. The thing is, it seems like she has even been getting better, almost like she was cured or something. Mom shakes her head. If these problems are anything similar to what I'm thinking now, I'll take a lot more work to cure them. And even though I'm using the word cure, it may just be that the problems go more into remission than anything. Or they never fully go away at all. Also, I hope you didn't use that exact phrasing with her. No, I didn't. Good. I'm guessing you haven't talked to her yet. We may have caught her cured before the original, so maybe that was a hint that that's when you know you're going to the bad ending. When you say, no, I'm going to cure you. Good. I'm guessing you haven't talked to her today. Nah, I haven't even brushed my teeth yet. Were you planning on talking to her then? Well, I don't know. Wouldn't you want her space? Salty, communication is key. Look, I know it's going to be awkward and weird after everything that was said and done yesterday. But it's better to clear things up sooner rather than later, before misunderstanding crops up or negative thoughts become conflated with reality. If you don't talk, how are you going to be able to apologize and solve your issues together? I'm not saying that you should totally hound her on the topic, because she may very well want some time to think things through, but you still need to open up a dialogue about these things so that you can both know where you stand. That makes sense. I'm really dreading talking to her, though. There were some harsh words thrown around last night. I don't really know I'm going to face her. You won't know until you try, right? I mean, I know it's going to be awkward. Just talk to her, Salty. In fact, why don't you call her right now? Can I eat breakfast first? First of all, it's nearly noon, and secondly, no. But I don't even know if she's going to pick up. You don't think I'd call her last night after she stormed off? Titches were high at that moment, Salty. If she didn't pick up now, then at least text her. I quickly pull out my phone. What a surprise. No phone, no calls, or no messages back. Come on, Salty, I believe you. Okay, I get it. After slowly looking for Yuri's name in my contacts, Mom stands up, snapping the photo album shut. As I slowly look for Yuri's name up. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Monika's number one. Monika, Mom, Natsuki, Sayori, Shiori, and Yuri. A lot of girls! Don't worry, I'm going to give you some privacy while you call. Let me know how it goes. Thanks. Of course. Before she steps to the door, I stop her one last time. Oh, and Mom? Thanks for everything. I mean, talking to me and helping me clear up and stuff yesterday. And, for being a good mom. Man, that was too cheesy, even for me. However, Mom's bright smile alleviates some of my embarrassment. It's all part of my job, Salty. With that, she shuts the door with a soft click. It's just me and my thoughts now, plus my phone. Damn, that was loud! Damn, that was loud! Damn, that was loud. Oh, God, no, it's loud. Where's the damn volume button on my freaking headphones? Okay, I turned the volume up because I couldn't hear. Ah, damn. Gathering up what little courage I have remaining, I force myself to dial Yuri's number. The dial tone rings on faint. It'd be funny if she picked it up and all she heard was me going, oh damn, oh my ears, oh damn. The dial tone rings on faintly. It's the same as ever, independent to the tumultuous feelings within me. Indifferent. I'm almost hoping that Yuri doesn't pick up. Huh? Did Yuri actually pick up? Hello? Now that she's actually on the line, I suddenly forgot everything I wanted to say. Hi. Come on, Salty. You called her for a reason. I'm glad you picked up. To be honest, I was tempted to ignore your call again. Oh. At least you picked up. Then why did you pick up? I don't know. Actually, I suppose one reason was because I knew what you'd be thinking. You were worried that I'd kill myself, weren't you? It's alright. That's all to be expected. Damn, she got me. It's not the only reason why I called, but it's a huge looming fear that had been back in my mind the whole time. I didn't want to admit it myself, but it's true. I was worried that Yuri could have committed suicide. I mentally berate myself. Come on, Yuri's not so fragile that she'd be off herself after one argument, right? Stop thinking that she's made of glass. Although she might not have committed suicide, but would it have been so far-fetched to think she could have accidentally cut too deeply and bled out? Oh, foreshadowing! An image of her desperately scratching flashes through my mind. Yuri, I'm sorry. Sorry for everything that happened last night. There were a lot of things that I shouldn't have said. As you can see, I'm not the most sensitive or tactful person sometimes. I'm sorry too for allowing myself to show you that part of me. I can't believe I actually scratched myself in front of you. I was just such an overwhelming impulse. Obviously. It's okay, Yuri. I was about to say I get it, but do I really get it? All these issues, they're really difficult for you to deal with, aren't they? We both acted on impulse yesterday. I suppose so. You know, you were right. I can't imagine how it must feel to be you, and to have to deal with, you know. There's a sigh from the other end. It's so quiet that I can hardly make it out. Thank you for acknowledging that. It's just so tiring not having anyone but be able to understand that side of me. Of course, I'm not blaming you for not being able to understand. It's simple that all these feelings are extremely isolating. Well, I know that must sound like a broken record at this point, but I'll always be here for you. I might not actually get what you tell me, but I'll try to help the best I can. And that includes helping you feel less isolated. Last night I was really mad at the problem, not at you. I just didn't know how to voice my frustration clearly enough. I wasn't self-aware enough to really pinpoint the source of my emotions until now. We're both in this together. Let's fight these problems alongside one another. Thank you, Salty. Sorry for not being able to speak so openly about everything. It's alright. It's a work in progress. Yes, it is. Actually, can I come over to your place right now? So we can talk about these things face to face? Plus, I know you have a phone anxiety, so... Or we could talk somewhere else if you're more comfortable with that. Sorry, but I'd rather not. Oh, okay. It's not your fault, it's just that I believe I need some time to think about things. I mean, you need some space for me for now, right? But I agree with you, in terms of working together to assuage these issues. Only, I need to put my thoughts in order first, before I can try explaining things to anyone. Sorry, I'm no good at speaking about these things unless I've properly thought through my words. No, that's perfectly understandable. Guess there's too much to hope that everything could be fixed in one phone call. There's a lot to mull over. Yeah, there definitely is. Thank you for taking the effort to call and make things right, Salty. I don't know if I would have had the strength to do the same. Of course, I really care about you, Yuri. Don't you forget that. I won't. Thank you for everything, though, really. I'll see you at school on Monday, then. I mentally sigh in relief. It's not like Yuri can't bear to see my face, then. Sounds like a plan. If you like, we could continue this conversation during lunch. I believe I'll be ready to talk by then. Are you sure? You really don't have to force yourself. Yes, if I don't do it then, I'll never be able to do it. Okay. Wouldn't want you to be uncomfortable talking about anything. My mind flashes back to Yuri talking about being the perfect girlfriend. Please trust me when I say that I'd rather you wait until you're good with talking than force yourself to do so. You can't rush progress when it comes to these things, right? Yes. You definitely can't rush it, but I think I'll be able to talk about it. But in the case that I do start to have trouble speaking, I'll tell you. Okay, that's all I wanted to hear. Would you like to meet me at the roof during lunch then? That'd be just fine. Plus, we wouldn't have to worry about the others eavesdropping in our conversations. So, I guess that's it for now. Man, I'm always that bad at ending conversations on the phone. I suppose so. Again, thank you for calling, Salty. Well, thank you for being receptive of me, even after our argument. It's only fair, after all. I stoked the flames just as much as you. Either way. Are you doing anything right now? I had been cooking lunch when you called. Alright, it's around noon, right? I'll let you get back to it then. Oh, okay then. Thank you. I'll see you on Monday. Goodbye, Salty. After a brief pause, a small click sounds and the line goes dead. See? Here we go. We got the good stuff, right? Everybody's happy. I breathe a sigh of relief. That's over and done with, and it's actually went pretty well. Lunch on Monday, huh? I better prepare myself for the emotional exhaustion I'll inevitably feel that day. But for now, lunch sounds really good. Yay! We're on the right path. Good. gotta use the restroom, though. Okay, one sec. Oh god, it's finally lunch. Time to meet up with Yuri. It's strange seeing all the students mill around me without a care in the world. They're far removed from all the drama that Yuri and I have to deal with these past few days. I wonder how the situation would have played out between different players. Would it turned out better? Worse? Somehow I doubt that anyone around me right now has had to deal with anything like that Yuri and I have gone through. Wait, scratch that. Hasn't hanging out with Yuri taught me anything about judging books by their covers? I mentally shake my head. Come on, Salty, you have no idea what anyone else is going through. Judging others? Yuri spoke a lot about that topic before. Yuri. Am I even prepared for this conversation? As I make my way to the roof, each step seems to grow heavier and heavier. My uniform seems to be uncomfortably warm while my palm has suddenly collected a layer of sweat. Ew! Yeah, fire extinguisher. Before I knew it, I'm in front of the rooftop entrance. Man, here goes nothing. As always, it takes my eyes a little time to adjust to the brilliant sunlight outside. Soon enough, though, I'm able to make out a tall, long-haired girl standing by the edge of the roof. The contrast between her violet hair and pale blue sky makes her hair look all the more dark. Yuri. I step closer to her, prompting a slight peek over from her. She doesn't move, though, so I like to stand beside her and look down at the school grounds below. Hello, Salty. Hey, Yuri. Normal enough of a start to the conversation. Yuri runs her fingers along the chain-link fence blocking off the edge of the roof. It's a nice day out, isn't it? Yeah, I guess so. You haven't had lunch yet, right? Well, lunch just started, so... Oh, right. Yuri's face turns slightly red, and when she quickly turns to rummage through her bag, I can't tell if it's to hide her face or not. However, she eventually pulls out the package tied together with a large handkerchief. A bento. I made you a bento. You never bring very nutritious lunches, and since we plan on eating together... Well, are you sure? I did bring some bread, so... I made my own bento too, so if you don't eat it, it's just going to be wasted. Plus, it was made specifically for you, so... This is a peace offering. It's the best peace offering I've ever received. Holy crap, thanks. Your cooking is always delicious. I feel bad that I don't have anything for you now. It's fine. I made it for you because I wanted to, not because I expected anything in return. Aw, Yuri. I take the box from her and peek inside. Rice, grilled beef, some kind of salad, and dumplings. She made her dumplings! You even made my favorite dumplings for it. See, that's a good girl. That's a girl that really loves you. She knows you. She knows what makes you happy. She knows that a way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Yes, I brought some before, so... You don't know how much I appreciate you. I believe I have a good enough idea of that. We chuckle lightly for a bit, but then Yuri's face suddenly falls. Salty. I'm sorry for everything that happened on White Day. Now that I think over what I did and said that day, I feel so ashamed. She bites her lip hard. I can hardly believe that it's actually happened. Yuri, I'm sorry too. I shouldn't have pressed you so hard on things. You obviously can't just change on a whim. Thank you, but I know that I was really the instigator. You're an alligator? Cool. Well, if I hadn't cluelessly gone on about you about Yuri. Sorry, my nose is getting stuffy. But I also could have outright told you why that was bothering me. Instead, I chose to initialize all my negative thoughts and it manifested in a, blatant self-hatred. I mean, it's not like you expeditiously chose to internalize it, alright? These deep-seated problems you have, I get that sometimes you can't help second-guessing yourself or thinking in a certain way. But in order to improve my mental health, don't I have to change these thoughts processes? Well, yeah, but doesn't it still take a huge amount of time and effort before you're able to fully change it? It's slow going in the beginning, right? And on that day, tension had been running high anyway, so it would have been harder to be self-aware about it. Plus, I'm sure that some of my comments didn't help matters either. That's true, but either way, Yuri takes a deep breath. You're right. The biggest problems in our relationship right now is more likely communication. And that's really on me. Yuri. It's fine, Salty. You don't have to try to make me feel better. I've accepted that I genuinely a fault of mine, that I'm too emotionally suppressed. After all these years, I've just gotten into the habit of hiding my true thoughts and feelings from everyone. It's actually a bit selfish of me. I don't tell anyone anything so that I can avoid being judged. That's a perfect odd reason to not talk about some things, right? Maybe, but I doubt there's a completely healthy mindset. It stops me from communicating effectively with others too. So I'm just going to try to explain everything, all of it, to you. All the reasons behind my thought process, how I generally feel about certain things. I truly did some introspective over the weekend to figure things out. Well, if you're up to it, I'm all ears. I don't know if I'll be able to understand everything, and I probably won't be able to relate to a lot of what you feel, but I'll try my best to be as empathetic as possible. That's all I ask of you. Once a year, again, Yuri takes a breath to steady herself. Where should we start? We could start with the argument. That's as good a place as any. There's a strange, weary smile on Yuri's face. Now that I think about it, I was probably overreacting during our argument, wasn't I? It's okay if you get angry from time to time. I definitely said some things that were out of line. But how would you have known what to say? You're not a licensed psychologist. And you don't self-harm, so it's not as though you know the exact thing to say to me. I mean, I could have not said some things, though, too. If I had given it some thought before speaking, I could have realized that some of my words were hurtful to anyone, not just a self-harmer. For instance, I shouldn't have said that other people have problems, too. Other people have problems. That's true. When you said that, it seemed to invalidate my own issues. It minimized my suffering. Yeah, like other people have problems, too. So you should have stuck it up and deal with it. Yeah, like other people. Okay. See, I definitely did not mean to invalidate you. What was something else I said? How would you feel if I did this? Oh yeah, I think I actually said that a couple of times. Actually, could you explain why it's so bad to say that? Alright. It's likely not very obvious to someone who isn't too familiar with the thoughts of being self-harm. I believe the best way to put it would be that saying that's guilt-tripping me. It makes me feel worse about myself because it makes me much more aware of how self-harming affects others around me. It makes me feel like cutting even more. It's a bit of a cycle, where that makes me feel terrible, which makes me cut, which then makes me feel even worse, which leads to me cutting again, etc., etc. I'm so sorry. I had no idea. It's okay. Now you know. Now that you say it, it seems so obvious, though. Hindsight is 20/20, I suppose. Yeah, guess so. Man, I wish I hadn't spoke without thinking so much. I'm especially sorry for the ugly mask comment. Yuri looks down at her arms. They're covered by her sleeves right now, of course, but I can't imagine the scarring underneath the cloth. Well, you're right. Huh? They are ugly. Well, to be honest, there was a time when I liked the way they looked. But that was a time when I was even worse state of mind. You can't believe it. I'm guessing it might have been around the time of her parents' death. Quite simply, I'm disfiguring it myself. I feel like I deserve to be disfigured. It's like self-harming allows me to externally show how I feel on the inside. I don't really know what to say to that. I felt the need to punish myself for making mistakes and things like that. The first time I cut my arm, I was almost mesmerized by the blood flowing down my skin. It felt strange, seeing my arm marred like that. But in a way, it felt right. Yuri. You don't have to say anything. I know you probably don't know what to say. She's got that right. Hey, that's so. I hope you know that when I said that, I was mad at the self-harming itself, not at you, if that makes sense. I understand. Sorry if this is too soon, but I don't know a good way to ask this. You didn't do anything too bad to yourself after our argument, did you? Sorry for asking so clumsily. I really don't know how I could breach the topic in a sensitive way. It's alright. The scratching helped take the edge off a lot, so I didn't do anything worse than what I actually usually do. I still can't believe I did that in front of you. All my thoughts and emotions just suddenly overwhelmed me. It was almost as if a physical pressure was building up within me. I see. Damn, I can't imagine. Well, I'm glad that you can't imagine it. You know, what you said about not trying to change myself. Sorry for that, too. No, it's fine. To be honest, I don't think I've actually been trying all that much. Sometimes a wave of motivation comes over me and makes me want to change, but that doesn't happen too often. I'm scared of how it would be when I don't have self-harm to help me feel its control again. That physical pain is something that I can understand and manipulate myself, something that's a definitive end. It's the way that I've always coped. It's not often that something makes me feel like discarding that. You did talk a bit about that before, I think. It was probably the first time I came over to your house. I suppose I did. In the end, I suppose I don't want to change. Yuri, come on. You might say that, but you have changed already. She gives me a questioning look. You become more confident in yourself when you speak to others, for one thing. Remember when you never ever felt like saying hi to Natsuki before? Look at you right now. You're opening up to me about this stuff. Sure, you may still have your flaws, but that alone shows that despite what you tell yourself, you're just willing to change. So changing isn't all that bad, right? You're right, as usual. You don't deserve all this, Yuri. Please trust me when I say that. And I wouldn't lie to you about that either. Thank you, Salty. I slowly sneak my hand over to touch Yuri's. Surprisingly, she actually grabs my hand in response. It feels freeing to talk about this with you. Is it really okay for me to burden you with this? Of course. What kind of person would I be if I didn't support my loved ones? Thank you. Anyway, no one's perfect, as we both know by now. If you're willing to forgive me, then I definitely think you should be able to forgive yourself, if that makes sense. You don't have to be the perfect girlfriend, because there's no such thing. Oh god, I just remembered. Which reminds me, please tell me whatever you're uncomfortable with anything, Yuri. It's kind of an awkward subject to broach, but I got to address it. If you don't want to do something, like if you don't want to be intimate at the moment or anything, you can always just say no. No one has the right to demand anything of you in that way. I agree with that. Has to be right. Has to be right. Has to be right for both people. Dude, don't force. Never force. There'll never be hard feelings about it if you say no, because you don't owe anyone sex or whatever. Sorry, I just don't know what to do at that moment. There were so many expectations and worries clouding my mind that I just forced myself. But don't worry, I don't blame you or anything. Yuri, you don't have to apologize. Again, I've never got mad at you if you turn intimacy down. In fact, isn't it better if we're both happy and willing to do something? See? Yes, I know that, but that wasn't the case at the time. Either way, thank you for bringing this up. To be quite honest, it was weighing me down a bit, but I wasn't sure of how to bring it up without turning it into an awkward mess. It's comforting to confirm that it's okay if I don't force myself. Yeah, it's definitely a subject that had to be addressed. At any rate, whatever happens, I'll try to support you as my girlfriend. That is, if you still want to call yourself that. Yes, I don't think I'm much inclined to break up with you. Especially not after you've been so kind and understanding towards me. Well, I guess I meant to ask if you needed to go on a break or not. I definitely get that you might want some space, so... Well, it is nice being able to speak on my own terms and knowing that I couldn't take my time about things to think about myself. But also know that I still love you. Aww. So, would it be alright with you if we just took it slowly? Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't have expected anything to go back to normal just after one conversation, anyway. Honestly, I wasn't even expecting her to want to stay with me. The bell suddenly rings, startling us out of our quiet discussion. Guess we really lost track of time, huh? We hardly even ate. We were so busy talking. Well, I'm definitely glad we had the conversation. I think it helped me understand you a lot more. I'm glad I was able to work on my communications. Man, I guess we better get to class for now. But I'll meet you at the usual place to walk to the club together, okay? Okay, see you then, Salty. Once again, thank you. Back at you. Back at you, baby! My mood has seriously lifted from how I felt these past few days. Ironic considering the dark subject matter that Yuri and I talked about during lunch. But it just feels nice knowing that someone I love trusts me enough to talk about these things. And it's definitely gladdening to be able to resolve a conflict peacefully and come out of it as a better person. I'm still worried about Yuri, of course, but now I feel much more hopeful about our future together. Taking a glance at Yuri, who's sitting beside me, I catch her eyes and offer her a smile. She smiles softly back in return, and then turns her attention back in front of her. I can definitely see her fighting through all the problems in her way. But for now, we're back in the compassionable silence that so often settles between us. To me, it's an indication that things can be better again. Okay, everyone. Micah's announcement once again startles me out of my reverie. We all know that school's ending this week, right? Woohoo! Summer vacation! Can't wait to do nothing at all. Everybody here can probably relate to that. Anyway, I was thinking, how about we meet up outside of school during the summer to hang out? That sounds like a great idea, Monica. I probably would have wanted to keep seeing you guys throughout the summer anyway. After all, we're not just a club, we're all friends. Well, if you insist, I'll be open to hanging out. Jeez, Natsuki, you don't have to be so coy about it. Hey, speak for yourself. In my case, I'd definitely be down for a little club trip. Me too. It'll help keep me out of the house. And I want to keep talking to everyone here. That's decided then. Let's meet up this Saturday after school officially ends. That's alright with you all. We all unanimously agree. I catch Natsuki sneaking a smile at Yuri, but Natsuki only sticks her tongue out at me when I make eye contact. Looks like everything is normal as I can get for now. Normalcy underrated anyhow. Yay! Why does she still hate me? I thought Natsuki and I were in good terms. Was the poetry really all that bad? Okay. I've saved it just in case. Just in case, you never know. It's so nice to not have to worry about academics. Gives me all the more time to worry about my relationships instead. And speaking of relationship, I'm hanging with Yuri today. Well, not just with her. It's the day before our club trip. I call it a club trip, but really we're just going to be walking around town. It's strange to think that we haven't really all gone somewhere together as a group before. So it's just one or two people from the club, not everyone at once. We're meeting up as soon as a big intersection in the shopping district downtown, so I guess I should get ready then. So changing out my pajamas, I muse over my relationship with Yuri. We definitely have more deep conversations about darker topics nowadays, but it's nice to be able to talk about those things. After our initial conversation that day, Yuri did seem to regress a bit in terms of her openness. She probably thoroughly reversed a lot of what she said that day. Rehearsed, but it's not like zero progress was made. Yuri actually does tell me when things bother her more often. Well, she usually rarely apologetic about it, but still. The fact that she even tells me that these things, this is good progress. It's been a bit less than a week since our big conversation though, so there's likely just hasn't been enough time for things to fully settle down yet. Anyway, it's not like she's going to be talking about this stuff much today, given how we'll all be hanging out with the entire club. It'd be a nice change of pace, goofing off with everyone and laughing together. Suffice to say, I'm looking forward to our meeting today. I hope nothing shitty happens. They wouldn't happen, right? They wouldn't counter a bad ending with a horrible ending, would they? And maybe there's a secret apocalyptic ending. It's way too hot today. The sun beats down mercilessly on me as I prod down the street. I'm sweating like crazy just from walking downtown, despite only wearing a t-shirt and shorts. I hope the girls will be able to tell how gross I am. Well, even if it was super sweaty, I doubt anyone besides Natsuki would really mention it. They're all way too nice, too. Although now that I think about it, Monica actually might tease me. It's not soon enough when I first catch sight of the others. Looks like I'm last, as usual. Salty, there you are. Took you long enough. Hey, lay off of me for a bit. It's too hot to walk quickly. Jeez, you should have left earlier then. Yeah, I lived next to you and I got here pretty quick. So aren't you supposed to be on my side? Truly a horrific betrayal. It really is. Alright guys, stop being such drama queens. Where do you want to go first? Maybe we should plan this out a bit more. Where's the fun in that? We gotta be spontaneous. Yeah, so Yuri's got the right idea there. I'm going to make that my thumbnail. There we go. We could try walking around a bit to see if there's anywhere we want to go. That sounds good to me. Okay, everyone, let's do that then. We mile around for a bit, window shopping and chatting about nothing. Eventually, we find ourselves standing around eating ice cream. I find myself practically inhaling mine as the ice cream drifts down the cone. Wow, it's so refreshing to eat a popsicle on a hot day. That reminds me how I spent summer as a kid. Certainly, I used to always play at this one park with an ice cream vendor. Oh man, I remember what park you're talking about. Sounds like an idealistic time. Perks of having childhood friends, I guess. I haven't kept up with many of my own childhood friends either, so all these memories are relegated to the past for me. Don't you guys have nostalgic childhood places you'd like to visit? My parents used to bring me to a house in the countryside during the summer. Man, is your family rich or something? All I ever go were trips to the pool. And I never really liked the pool anyway. You know how nasty public pools can get. I don't particularly have anywhere nostalgic in the city either. My parents aren't really ones for randomly going out to parks or whatever. If that's the case, then why don't Salty and I show you our park so that we can make new memories for you here to look back on the future? Oh well, we're not doing anything right now, so I'm up for it. The rest of you all are. Yeah, I'll be down to go. It would be nice to catch a glimpse of Salty and Sayori's fabled childhood friendship. If you guys want to go, I'm fine with it too. Well then, let's lead the way, Sayori. Hooray, let's go, Salty! I'm right behind you. We're going to the PA Arcade. Feels like I'm going back in time as I step into the park. Ooh. I haven't been really back here in a while. It looks much smaller than what I remember. Here was the spot of countless adventures between Sayori and I. In my mind's eye, I could see two small children running around, one coral-haired and one brown-haired. It's kind of strange seeing both Sayori and Yuri here at once with me, like the past and future are colliding. So this is it, eh? I think I've been here before, actually. Like once with my mom. Maybe we've seen each other as kids before. It could be like that whole anime trope where the people who knew each other from the present knew each other from the past. Maybe we've seen each other as kids before, but we don't just remember it. I wouldn't doubt it. Fate can be a fickle creature. I'd call that more of a coincidence than fate. Well, I think that I remember seeing a pink-haired girl here. Not many people have hair that distinctive. Sayori, your memory isn't even that good. You forgot half the things I tell you. Hey, I remember the important stuff at least. It's nice being here, though. Sayori trots out to the swing set and plops down on a swing. The rest of us follow her. I end up leaning on a metal bar with Yuri, while Monika sits on top of the bar. Come on, Natsuki, swing with me! I haven't got onto this swing for so long. Natsuki obliges and gets on the swings beside Sayori. Soon she's swinging back and forth at full force, her hair streaming through the air. You're like a kid again, Natsuki. You're so cute. At that, Natsuki abruptly stops swinging with a scowl on her face. I'm not cute. I exchange dry smiles with Yuri and Monika rolls her eyes. Okay. Sorry for calling you a kid. I mean, I called myself one too, so I'm not trying to imply anything. But disregard that. I wish I were as cute as you. Sorry, but I have to say it. Natsuki, why do you always pretend that you're not cute? You got to realize that you come off as really cutesy, right? You're seriously not fooling anyone. I'm not trying to fool anyone! Who do you think I am? She kicks at the ground in frustration, jostling herself on the swings. Well, it sure seems an awful lot like you are sometimes. The Sudre act can be a bit tiring, you know? Hey, I'm sure Natsuki has her reasons. Everyone has their own problems in life. Not that I'm implying that you have any particular problems, Natsuki. You guys are gonna drive me insane. You guys want to know why I'm cute? It's because I am feminine. I like cute and pretty things. My favorite genre of manga is romance. Is that so freaking weird? We didn't say that there's anything wrong with you being cute. We were just questioning why you protested so much. My mind suddenly flashes back to that one day long ago when Natsuki and I hung out together and talked about this over boba. Is it because you want to look strong? Cool? Looks like she's surprised I remember when she said. I feel like she might be regretting opening up that one time now. Ah, shit. Here we go again. Well, what's wrong with that, huh? Doesn't everyone want to be cool and strong? I can't think of any situation where being cute and weak is better than cool and strong. But you can be cute and strong, can't you? Now if you're a turny girl like me, I like being cute, but I need to be strong. Need? Yeah, need. You guys probably don't know this, but it's just my dad and me at home. My mom's not in a place to help us right now. The fire in her voice dies down at the mention of her mom, but picks right back up again as she continues her rant. Things are rough, so I have to be strong for the sake of my family. I can't be some silly little girl anymore. Who doesn't have a care in the world? I shouldn't be wasting time and money buying manga. My dad hasn't been doing so well even since my mom died. I didn't know her mom was dead. Damn. Everybody's got their damn problems. I shouldn't even be here, hanging out with you guys. Our shop needs all the help it can get. Natsuki sighs here, fiddling with her swings chain. I'm just selfish. I can't help wanting to be normal high school. I can't help wanting to be a normal high schooler. Life's so unfair. Yuri reaches out to gently touch Natsuki's arm. It's okay, Natsuki. I get it. You do? There's a slight dubious expression on Natsuki's face. To be honest, I'm curious about how Sayori can relate, too. There's a reason why I act all sunshine and rainbows all the time, you know? For a moment, it seems like Sayori and Monica telepathically communicate something with each other. It's because I want everyone around me to be happy, too. So even if I don't feel like this smiling, or if I'm unhappy, I still smile for everyone else. Even if I don't want to wake up in the morning and face the world, I still smile. Plus, I don't want to burden others with my problems. Sorry, I didn't know. Why didn't you tell me this? I'm supposed to be your best friend. That's why I couldn't tell you, Salty. Because how was I supposed to help? It's not your responsibility to help every single person you come across. Besides, I did tell to Monica about stuff, so... Yep, I'm glad you came to me with it to talk about it, Sayori. And even more glad that you were able to talk about it to everyone else, too. Yeah. I suddenly feel incredibly guilty that I wasn't able to be there for Sayori. Oh shit, now we gotta solve everybody's problems. How could I ever be so clueless that I couldn't even tell when Sayori wasn't happy? Sayori, I've been telling you all my problems this whole time, though. In fact, I've gone on and on about loneliness and my parents' divorce, too. All of you before. Given that, wouldn't it only have been right to help you in return? It's alright. You're just more expressive than a lot of people, Salty. Am I? Yeah, you kinda are. Sometimes you say things that are so emotional they make me cringe. Hey, what the heck? I only get emotional with you guys like once right before the festival. Seriously, then I guess my opinions of you was coloring my memory. What kind of opinion does she have of me? Yuri, am I emotional? I don't know if you're particularly emotional, but you are quite expressive. That's a good thing in my opinion, though. Okay. It's nice to not have to guess about what you're feeling. So he wears his feelings on his sleeve. I guess you're the perfect match for Yuri in that way, Salty. Yuri wouldn't have to worry about you ever hiding your feelings from her. I don't know if you guys are complimenting or insulting me. Just take it however you want. Compliments or insults, I appreciate you at least. Yuri smiles gently at me and puts her hand on top of mine. I feel like you've definitely changed my life for the better. Aww. Haha, I think that's an exaggeration. Well, it feels the way to me. You're standing by me nearly every step of the way, encouraging me at all the right times and comforting me in the dark ones. Even my social anxiety. It's not completely gone, of course, but you've helped me talk to others and face that anxiety head on. Back then, I might have even turned down a group hangout like this out of anxiety. Good to have someone force you to do the things you don't want to do. And you were the first one who I was able to tell about my parents. Your parents? Yes. Although I don't know how similar our circumstances are. I think I understand your sentiments too, Natsuki, because I've lost my own loved ones. Feeling weak when there's a blatant need for strength. If you don't mind me asking, when? Long enough for the pain to fade into the background. Yuri looks down, twirling a strand of her hair through her fingers. But to be honest, I don't think the pain's ever going to be fully leave me. Sometimes I forget that they're gone and call for them on impulse. And when I realize once more that they're gone, the waves of grief roll over me again. Yuri, don't worry, I get you. The two girls smile sadly at each other. I'm sorry, Yuri. If you ever need to talk. Thank you. I'm grateful to you all for being understanding. You shouldn't feel sorry either. It's not your fault. I know, but I wish you hadn't had to go through that. Your parents must be real great people to raise someone like you, so I wish I could have met them too. They were great people. Yuri sighs quickly and looks down at my hands. I don't doubt that it must have been difficult for her to reveal this to everyone. She's getting help! She's getting better. Thanks, Yuri, for sharing that with us. Of course. Seems like we're all opening up to each other today. I'm certainly glad that we're all grown this close. Me too. If we're all sharing, I guess it's Monika's turn now, right? And as if we were thinking the same thing, Monika finally speaks up. Thanks for today, guys. It's been it's been nice getting to know everyone even more. She got a bail. It's kind of funny how much closer we've all gotten in a single semester. Yeah, I guess we didn't really do much last semester. Feel free to give me all the credit for getting everyone closer. You wish. If I had to pinpoint the moment that we started creating a sense of camaraderie, I'd say it was when we started sharing poetry. That sounds about right to me. The festivals probably helped too. It was our first group project type of thingy, wasn't it? I guess having to rely on each other really helped bring everyone together. Does that mean that actually a reason that the teachers give group projects, besides making us suffer, I mean? Salty, you're usually one of the slackers in group projects. Hey, how do you know I haven't changed? We haven't been in the same class for a while now, you know? I think you've changed at least a little bit in that regards. There's a motivate, a light chuckling up around from all of us. From us all. Aww. It's a picture. It's been fun laughing and chatting with you all today. You guys are my first close friends. Well, besides Shiori. I raised my eyebrow at her. That seems kind of hard to believe considering how popular Monika is. Okay, I mean I do call other people's friends, but they're actually more like acquaintances. Sometimes when I talk to people, it's like I disassociate from myself and just see myself talking to them. Kind of feel like an alien sometimes. Or maybe a robot. Like I'm just built to do all these things but not to actually cultivate my own desire or emotions. Oh, sorry, I kind of glitched there. I couldn't definitely see Monika being a robot. Yeah, about that. Honestly, most of the time when I laugh, I don't actually feel like laughing on the inside. Monika. And I'm well aware that there are people who hate me too, or who think I look down on them. Little Miss Perfect, right? You shouldn't pay them any attention, Monika. Most of those people are just likely just jealous of your accomplishments. After getting to know you, I could testify to the fact that you're warm and kind-hearted. Yeah, same here, and I don't have to say that about everyone. Monika smiles sadly at us. But to be honest, it's true. Oftentimes I do find myself looking down on other people. Huh? It's not that I want to be pretentious princess, it's just that I'm trained to be perfect, I guess. That's how I am programmed. I know that it's impossible to actually be perfect, but I can't fathom not getting straight A's, for instance. I legitimately cannot imagine myself ever failing a test or even losing my spot at the top first student. My own mother calls me a failure when I get a B+ in elementary school. Damn. Monica stares into the sky, her voice monotonous. Do you know how my parents reacted when I mentioned not talking over the family business? They laughed and said that they hadn't raised me to become a mediocre trash. Damn! Trash, failure, literal human garbage. That's what I'd be if I wasn't perfect. No ifs or buts. It's a black and white world for me. This life isn't one that I chose myself. Every single thing has been plotted out for me from my parents. Well, except for you guys. Monica, to be honest, your parents seem like a crazy tiger parent. Seem like crazy tiger parents. I don't know what a crazy tiger parent is. I guess they are. I mean, they give me food and a place to live in, and they pay all for my lessons and stuff, so I can't complain. They just love to brag about me to their friends. Even so, that sounds like an unhealthy relationship. Well, I have to put in work to pay them back for raising me, right? But it sounds like they can be really harsh, too. Yeah, when they're mad at me, they could definitely be pretty domineering. I guess you could say that my parents have mastered the carrot and stick routine. Jeez, are you sure you're okay, Monica? Yeah, don't worry about it. If it gets to be too much for me, I'll say something, probably. Anyway, speaking of parents, it's actually getting kind of late, so we should probably get home soon. The sunlight's certainly been orange tinted for a while now, with a soft breeze growing chillier by the minute. Yeah, my dad's probably gonna be pissed if I take too long to get back. Are you guys gonna be able to get home already? Are you guys gonna be able to get home alright? Who do you think we are, a 9-year-old? Of course we will. Hey, I just meant that it'd be nice, it'd be night and all. I can't speak. Thanks for the concern, Salty, but I think we'll be fine. I have a train to catch anyway, so the station's gonna be pretty crowded. Yuri, what about you? Want me to walk you home? I wouldn't want you to go out of your way. After all, you could easily walk home with Sayori. That's fine. Jeez, if you're so worried about her, I could walk back with Yuri. Are you sure? I wouldn't want... I said I wouldn't. I would. I said I would, didn't I? It's fine. Just take it, Yuri. That's Natsuki's way of being clingy. I am not clinging. Hey, I am not clinging. You guys are hilarious. It's nice to be able to hang out with a bunch of cute high school girls, isn't it, Salty? I give Monica the side eye as she smokes at me. Come on, Sayori, let's go before Monica says any other weird things. Haha, only teasing. Yeah. We all linger for a few more moments to say our goodbyes, but soon scatter as the wind begins cutting through us. It really is getting dark pretty quickly. I guess our conversation took longer than I thought. I guess that makes sense though, since the topics usually take a while to talk about. And to be honest, I'm kind of emotionally drained from our discussion. The club really has gone far though. I hardly expected to be having conversation this intense with the girls when I first joined. It's nice to have close friends though, especially nice to have a girlfriend like Yuri. Somehow I feel like today's an indication that things will be alright from now on. Yay! I hope so. Wonder what's left. What's up? What's why there's more? We got a little bit of a indication of everybody being fucked up in the brains. Alright. Man, I can't remember the last time I slept so heavily. This is one of the rare days where, rather than feeling fatigued from sleeping so much, I'm instead aware of how deeply I slept. The power of emotional exhaustion. To be honest, it was kind of unexpected that we ended up talking so much about ourselves yesterday. Who knew that everyone was so messed up? Well, I mean, your game is pretty fucked up. It's pretty well known. I probably shouldn't be joking around about this stuff, even if it's my own thoughts. It is kind of interesting how we've all dealt with such heavy things before now. Well, I already knew a bit about Natsuki's troubles, and I definitely know about Yuri's, but Monica was a pretty big surprise. I always knew she was pressured, but not to that extent. And Sayori. What had she said again? She didn't tell me because I'm her best friend? God, I can't believe that I've missed all these little hints and signs about Sayori's problems. Can I even call myself her best friend at this point? An impulse to call her up and ask her to hang out suddenly rushes through me. You know what? I might as well. Yay! The phone ends up ringing for a while before Sayori picks up. Hello? Hey Sayori, what's up? Sleep? A tired yawn breaks through Sayori's speech. Isn't it noon already? Yeah, is it? Yeah, good thing I woke you up before you slept the whole day away. At this rate, you're going to sleep through the rest of the summer, actually. What's wrong with catching up on beauty sleep? I mean, I guess nothing's wrong if you're trying to be Sleeping Beauty. Did you just call just to tease me? You wish, but I actually wanted to call and ask you to hang out today. Actually, we could probably eat lunch together right now if you wanted. What's the occasion? Nothing, just felt like hanging out, like old times, you know? Okay then, give me 30 minutes to get there. Alright, I'll be leaving the door unlocked for you. Mom is seriously always on top of things when she's at home. There's always enough leftovers in the fridge to satisfy my hunger, so I was like cooking my own rice to go with it. But it's not like cooking rice is a difficult feat. I've burned some rice before. I didn't know how I could go back to eating the random trash I buy myself. If Yuri and Mom combine their cooking powers, they'd probably be able to take over the restaurant industry. The rice shouldn't take too long to cook, and all I have to do is microwave the leftovers for the side dishes. So I guess I'm all set for lunch with Sayori now. Nothing to do but twiddle my thumbs and wait. You know what? I might as well check up on Yuri while I wait. Hello? Salty? Hi? How are you? I'm alright, just wanted to check in on you. Yesterday must have been pretty emotionally taxing on you, right? Like to reveal such a painful part of your past? Thank you for thinking of me. Actually, you're not the only one who wanted to talk to me about things. Oh, what do you mean? I'm actually with Natsuki right now. Oh, wait, what? Really? Yes. That's kind of a surprise, to be honest. Really? But I've been her friend for a while now. Hold up, when did you start hanging out with Natsuki so much? On days when we weren't hanging out. You realize that I have my own life too, right? Jeez, you must really be hanging out with Natsuki if you're starting to get snarky. Don't worry, I'm just joking. I really shouldn't be surprised given how I've been watching you change all this time. Yes, well, as it turns out, Natsuki and I have more in common than we first thought. And she can relate to me in many ways. So we decided to talk about these things with each other today. I hear a high-pitched, muffled voice from the other end. Yes, Salty. I don't think... There's a slight scuffling sound, followed by a familiar sounding voice. Salty, you're way too clingy. Can't you go on a day without calling your girlfriend? Of course, I roll my eyes. Hi, Natsuki. Sounds like you're having fun with Yuri. You bet we are, without you. Yeah, good thing I don't have a fear of missing out. Anyway, I just wanted to say hi. Here's Yuri. Salty. I hope Natsuki didn't tease you too badly. Come on, I can take whatever she dishes out. The two of you are quite amusing, you know. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Nothing. Anyway, I'm glad you have someone to talk to about everything with. It's nice to say the least. I can imagine so. Looks like the conversation's starting to peter out. Anyway. Oh yeah, I'll let you go now. Wouldn't want you to interrupt you and Natsuki for too long, after all. It's no bother, really. It's fine. See you, Yuri. Goodbye, Salty. Right as I tap the end call button, the doorbell rings. Perfect timing. Pulling out the door, I greeted by the bright smile of a tously-haired girl. Hey, Sayori. Hi, Salty. It's been a while since I came over. Has it? I don't know, but it feels like it. Sayori suddenly sniffs the air. Oh, is that home-cooked food I smell? You betcha. Let's get in and dig into the food before it gets cold. Thanks for the meal. See, everybody's happy. Well, except for Monica. We need to get Monica involved with our friendship group. I mean, she kind of is, but... Who's she hanging out with right now? Nobody, which means she's probably programming, which means she's probably going to kill us all. I watch it moodily as Sayori shovels rice into her mouth. Sayori, is this your last meal or something? Mm-hmm. She swallows with some difficulty before speaking. Meaning, I just haven't had your mom's cooking in such a long time. Did you put something in the rice, by the way? Oh yes, I put a bit of sesame oil. It's something I picked up from Yuri. It really makes the rice that much more flavorful. I think I'm going to start doing it. Just be careful about adding too much. You don't want to have too much oil in your diet, especially with your current habits. What do you mean by my current habits? You know, your junk food addiction? What? I do not have a junk food addiction. Do too. I've seen the wrappers in your bag. Oh, what about your bag, huh? It's always stuffed full of bread wrappers. You got me there. Ha! Sayori 1, Salty 0. Why don't I have any points? Shouldn't it be Sayori 1, Salty 1? Sayori sticks her tongue out at me, causing me to chuckle. Man, we should start eating lunch together again. It's always a laugh with you. I do try my best. Suddenly I'm reminded of what she said yesterday. Do you? Huh? Do I what? Honestly, I'm not sure if she's genuinely confused or faking it to avoid confrontation. Do you always try to make me laugh? Well, not just me, but everyone in general, too? I guess so. Why would I want to see my friends laugh? Sayori, you know what I mean. Are you happy yourself, Sayori? I know you always try to make others happy, but from what you said yesterday, well, it sounds like you've been putting on a bit of a mask. At the troubled look on Sayori's face, I hastily to clarify myself. Not to imply that you're always faking your personality or anything. I just meant that you mean me acting happier than you feel. Well, I guess that's basically what you said yesterday, right? Seriously, I don't know how it never occurred to me to ask about your own happiness. To be honest, I think I took you for granted, and for that, I'm sorry. Salty, you don't have to apologize to me every time we meet up again. Huh? Shoot, I really have been doing that. It's okay, I don't mind it too much. So you do mind if it at least... She is becoming Yuri because he's apologizing all the time. So you do mind it at least a little bit then. Looks like Sayori accidentally let too much slip out. She looks down at her food, poking bits of vegetable around with her chopstick. If you're not comfortable with it, you don't have to talk about it. No, it's just that... I don't know. Her chopstick stabs through a carrot, grinding it down into mush. Sayori, it's okay for you to talk to me about your problems. God knows I've told you about too many of mine over the years. It is no way... It in no way burdens me. In fact, I want to hear about things that bother you because I want to try to help you as a friend. At the end of the day, you don't have to if you don't want to, but just know that I'm here to listen. Thanks, Salty. You're really good at comforting people, you know? Only sometimes. A slowly sigh escapes from Sayori's lips. Well, you're right. Sometimes I feel like I give too much of myself, but don't get anything in return. But then I realized that I'm selfish, and I shouldn't be looking at my relationship as if they were transactional. Sayori, it's perfectly fine to feel bad about being taken for granted. Relationships are a two-way street, right? Both sides should be putting in just as much work in the friendship. It's totally normal to feel unhappy or dissatisfied too. No one can be happy 24/7. I guess so. There's a brief silence as Sayori anxiously twists her chopsticks around in her hand. All I want to do is see others be happy. But why can't I be happy too? Sayori. I don't know to what extent Sayori's unhappy, but I always feel kind of like I shouldn't pry. Is there anything I can do to help? I don't want to see you faking your smile. I want to see your genuine grin from when we were kids. Although it's not like I can really tell when she's faking it. Sayori smiles wryly at me. To be honest, I don't know if you can help or not. I think just offering support is good enough for now. Are you sure? I feel like I should be doing more. It's alright, Salty. Besides, I've been relying on Monica for help too, you know. Oh yeah, I remember you mentioned that. I don't know that you were that close to Monica, by the way. Well, we weren't too close in the beginning. We were just hanging out more in the clubs as time went on. And you know how perspective Monica be. She kind of noticed how I was feeling off. Damn, and I couldn't. So I ended up talking to her about it. And that's about it. Well, I'm glad she was there for you at least. Yeah, I have to admit that it did feel good being able to finally voice my inner thoughts. I can imagine so. A quiet lull falls between us. It's not an uncomfortable one, though. It's more like a moment where we can both stay lost in our own thoughts. Sayori slowly starts nibbling at her food again, and I end up following suit. Despite the silence, I'm still enjoying her presence, though. It's so Shiori freaking stole my bread. Isn't she the class rep? Yeah, but I guess that's not something that'll stop her. The dishes have long been cleared away, leaving us to chat away at the kitchen table just like old times. I'm proud to note that I've been able to make Sayori cry with laughter more than once in these past few hours that we've been together. My own stomach aches with laughter as well. Looks like my abs are getting a good workout. I wish I were in your class. That sounds like so much fun. It's mostly Shiori and Emmy who get into wacky hijinks. We're lucky that Sakurai is such a chill teacher. Doesn't your class ever have any funny moments? Kinda. Our class rep is sort of strict though, so he stops us from messing around too much. Man, that must suck. Speaking of class, have you finished your summer homework yet? Salty, you're so funny. Have you started on it yet? No. Exactly. Fair point. Probably gonna end up panicking together at the last minute, rush to finish it in the day before school starts. Yeah, probably. Well, I might not need to do my homework today, but actually I have some chores I need to finish. So, in other words, you're going to be abandoning me for now. Sounds so sad when you say it like that. That's because it is a tragedy, Sayori. Oh, you're just being a drama queen. Put my hands on my heart, fang outfits. Seriously though, my parents are gonna get really mad if I don't finish them by today. I've been putting them off for a while. Okay, I think we're good. Is it really your fault then? Hey, if you say it like that, but it's true, isn't it? Jeez, I'm just not gonna leave them then. Putting on a pout, Sayori starts gathering up her things and heading to the door. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Bye, Salty. And in a moment, I'm alone again. Honestly, I'm kind of proud of myself for being able to talk openly with people around these issues. Wait, did I miss something? Nope. Okay. Ha! Don't get a big head now, Salty. But it has been nice talking to Sayori about both serious and silly matters. There's definitely a lot more going on with her than it may appear on the surface. Man, I really need to start hanging out with her more again. Although I still have to attend my beloved girlfriend too. Even my thoughts have grown cheesy. Whatever, let's just send a quick tick to see how Yuri's doing. Still out with Nat? I only have to wait about half a minute before I get a reply. Boy, am I glad that Yuri's a fast replier. Opening up my message app, I am greeted by a blurry picture of what appears to be Yuri and Natsuki. Aww. Seems like Natsuki wanted to take that picture, but Yuri was too camera shy to want to. Classic Natsuki and Yuri. Sorry, that was not. It's cool. As I examine the picture more closely, I notice a wrought iron fits behind them. Are you at the cemetery? Yes, I wanted to show Nat my parents' graves. Dang, that must have been a pretty heavy visit. Well, as it turns out, she had some business there too. So we both ended up having a heart-to-heart there. Oh, that's nice. I'm seriously glad I could talk to Dad about it. Me too. We actually talked quite a bit about our family situations. Tell her she's not too close to her father. Oh, I see. Well, don't let me ruin the fun. Make sure you get home safe till later. Thanks. Nat's going to walk me home, so... then you'll definitely be safe. That's true. Okay, see ya. See ya! Wow, Yuri actually uses text speak. I chuckled to myself as I put down my phone. Leaning back in my chair, I rubbed my eyes. I didn't actually do anything today, but somehow I feel like I was productive. Probably because I was able to both talk to Sayori about her inner feelings and check up on Yuri. As it turns out, both of them seem to have pretty solid support groups at the moment. Anyway, it's definitely good to have a reminder that I shouldn't develop some kind of savior complex. After all, it's not like everyone's lives revolve around me. Or do they? Huh, I'm hilarious. Oh, that's a Doki Doki reference. Okay. There's a lot more to this ending than I thought. I have to go to work tomorrow. I have to finish up soon. I don't want to make it another 2 episodes. No, we're finishing it. We have to. How many times have we all gone out together this summer? Oh, come on, Salty. We haven't hung out that often. Probably just feels that way to him because he never comes out of his nasty gamer cave. That's uncalled for. Yuri, isn't it true? Well, Yuri, you're supposed to be on my side. If Yuri's not supporting you, then you're definitely in the wrong. How am I wrong? You're her, Salty. It's always the worst when everyone teases me at once. I think you mean it's the best. Right. by the way, Natsuki, where's the tea place you've always talking about again? Natsuki perks right up after she hears the word tea. You mean Hatoful tea? Haven't we been there before? Yeah, but it was just Natsuki, you and I, who went there. Wow, so you guys excluded Yuri and me, huh? Not on purpose, you guys were busy. Only joking. So where's this fabled tea place? It's actually not that far. We should totally go. Oh, what kind of tea? Well, it's a modern tea, so it specializes in boba. A fleeting look of consternation passes over Yuri's face. But I've heard that they also serve really good traditional teas. Oh. She don't like boba, I guess. Yeah, I was surprised when I heard about it too. Apparently the review says that it's legit. Either way, I think you should at least try the boba though. Have you ever had any? Or I don't think so. What? Then what are you waiting for? Let's go. Okay. How could such a tiny girl move so quickly? It says that you're out of shape, and now you're all sweaty and gross. Natsuki, we all are. You dragged us here at jogging pace. That's clearly exaggeration. You're actually walking kind of fast. Okay, why don't you guys look over the menu while you catch your breath then? That sounds good to me. Come on, Yuri, let's show you your Let me show you my favorites. Natsuki grabs Yuri's hand and leads her over to the menu, happily chatting away. They're seriously grown close over the summer. I wonder if Yuri would consider Natsuki her best friend. Looks like Natsuki's about to steal your girlfriend away from you, Salty. Is Monica a mind reader? They should totally be incompatible. They're totally be incompatible as a couple. Google Images. Or would they? Freaking Monica. I guess you have some competition now, eh? Where's this conversation even going? Soon enough, we're all sitting outside with plastic cups in hand. So what do you guys think? Of the drink, I mean. Still as good as I remember it. Same here. I can see why you come here often, Natsuki. This is definitely one of the best boba places around the area. I know, right? And that's why my taste is undoubtedly the best. Don't get too smug now. What about you, Yuri? How's your drink? Like the rest of us, Yuri's opted to order hot traditional made green tea. It's actually quite good. Better than I would expect. From a place that doesn't specialize in traditional teas. I'm not really into that, so I guess I wouldn't really know. But you should still try some actual boba. Here, you can have some of mine. Natsuki hands her drink to Yuri, fending off Yuri's weak protest. Attentively, Yuri takes a sip. Her eyes widen in surprise as she drinks. She takes a moment to chew on the boba before giving her verdict. That's really good. It's sweet, but not too sweet. The light citrus undernotes cut through the sweetness. The actual tapioca balls add some interesting textures as well. They're quite chewy, but not in a bad way. I told you you'd like it. Great analysis of Natsuki's drink, Yuri. That was Patricia Sobi, wasn't it? Nah, that was fine. I say that shows how much you actually like it. I suppose so. Okay, everyone, I have a great idea. How about we all write poetry about food? Monica, please don't add any extra work to our summer vacation. I agree with that. Can we save it until school starts again? You guys haven't even started on your summer homework yet, have you? No. Of course. Let's talk about something else. I concur. A few hours later, you and I are waving goodbye to Sayori in front of my house. I can't believe you almost drank all of Natsuki's drink. I told you I had a sweet tooth. Don't worry, it was super cute. Yuri blushes and looks down. As usual, she's bad at taking compliments. Come on, let's head inside. We're home. Sorry for the intrusion. Welcome back, you two. How'd your day go? It was pretty fun. We just walked around town with the others. Yuri had found a new favorite drink, too. Oh, really? What is it? Boba. Oh, I remember drinking that all the time as a university student. We'll have to go get some together sometime. That sounds lovely. I'll be looking forward to it. Although Yuri's still pretty formal with my mom, it's clear that she's warmed up to her. If only Yuri got rid of her sense of propriety. Hey, you want to come up to my room for a bit? Another blush rises on Yuri's cheek as she glances at Mom. Oh, sure. Don't worry. I'm not going to interrupt on your couple time. Just don't forget to come down to help with dinner. I'm just dying to learn a new recipe from you, Yuri. I won't be late. Phew. Now that we're all alone in the room, we can talk freely. So how have things been? In terms of your mental health? Uh-oh. Getting straight to the point, I see. Better than beating around the bush, right? That's true. At this point, it does make me feel a little less awkward about it when you're straightforward. It's been going well. There's a shy smile waving at Yuri's face. That's good to hear. Have you self-harmed lately? I squeeze her hand as I ask the question. It's still hard for her to talk about it, but we've gotten a lot more used to discussing these topics. Not this week. Yuri, that's great. Sorry, I can't think of anything else to say that can express my happiness. To make up for a lack of words, I opt to kiss Yuri on the cheek. She responds by leaning her head against me. Once again, I'm hit by the scent of lavender shampoo. Thank you. Don't get your hopes too high, though. I still have urges, just less frequently. Still, that's seriously good news. I'll throw you a 1-week clean party, but I know how much you dislike parties. You know me well. I swear, I should have never let Natsuki teach you the art of sarcasm. Now you know how I felt in the beginning, where I could never tell whether you were sarcastic or not. Yuri sighs a little contemplate. I'm glad I met you. I'm glad I met you too. Salty, I'm being serious here. I am too. I just can't stop grinning because you're with me. Oh, Salty. She links our hands together. Our fingers slide together into a familiar embrace. This may sound completely and utterly trite, but, well, I believe that you could thank happy memories for my improved mental state. Huh? Really? Don't tell me you're talking about the power of love or something like that. No, that'd be quite silly. What I mean is that thinking back to all the happy memories I've shared with loved ones have helped distract me from my urges. Well, just distraction in general could serve to starve off the pain in my experience. Reading has definitely helped throughout the years, although I do find it particularly enjoyable where I can learn forward to discussing my thoughts on a novel with somebody. I'm happy to provide a listening ear to your analysis. As you should be. I've always been trying out some techniques that we researched together. You mean things like using a cold spoon to stimulate a cut? Cold spoon. Yes. They don't always work, but I suppose they help at least a little bit. But in the end, I believe having recent happy memories was the most influential in assuming my impulses. You already knew this, but before I opened up so much, I was much more pessimistic as a person. No, really. Honestly speaking, I thought that everyone else only tolerated my presence at most, well before I truly got to know them and their real feelings. I'd actually be genuinely surprised every time someone expressed a desire to keep me around. But now you know that everyone does want you around, right? Yeah, I suppose so. All these memories I have of everyone laughing together has helped me to realize that. Monika, Sayori, Natsuki, and you. Everyone's been so good to me. There's another one of those rare times where Yuri can't find the right words in her sentiment. The club's truly been life-changing for both of us. You could say that again. Hell, it's even made me start writing poetry. By the way, Tanabata is a few weeks away. Tanabata, that's the festival in July where people write their wishes in the form of poetry in small pieces of paper and hang them on bamboo. I could see why Yuri was suddenly reminded of it. Oh yeah, they hold the festival nearby, don't they? Would you like to go together? That'd be lovely. I always found the legend behind Tantabana romantic. As a pair of lovers separated by the Milky Way except for the one day that the festival falls on. Kind of a sad story though, isn't it? Yes, but I always found the bittersweet stories the most touching. Oh, speaking of poetry, I nearly forgot about the poem I wrote for Yuri so long ago. However, I hadn't found a good time to give it to her, till now that is. Hold on, I have a surprise for you. He wrote it like on Valentine's Day or something. Hopefully I didn't lose it. I rummaged through my desk drawer and breathed a sigh of relief once I spot the page I wrote. Here, I wrote a poem for you a while back. It was after our Valentine's Day date, so I guess I was feeling some residual mushiness. There we go. And this is actually my poem. Like, we never read one of Salty's poems. Supposedly the best poems around, because all the girls go crazy over it. Let's try. Sunset sweet. In the night I miss the sun. I think of you, the only one. to make me feel the way I felt that love-filled day. Our gazes that met at that spring sunset make a slow burning fire rise up even higher. The warmth of our lips was oh so sweet, a memory with which none can compete. Yeah, you could quit the poetry club. Salty, thank you. I can't believe you wrote this for me. Well, I did write a poem for you basically a week after I met you, so you could definitely believe it. You know what I mean. She gently caresses my face with her hand, as small and dainty as ever. Spontaneously, we simultaneously lean in and kiss for a moment that lasts an eternity. I don't want to stop when we break apart, but Yuri's the one who pulls away. Oh, we should really be helping your mom in the kitchen by now. Can't we spend a little more time up here first? Salty, we promised her that we would help. Come along now. Damn, why couldn't you have learned to slack off from me? Oh well, I guess that's one of the reasons why she's so endearing to me. Smiling through a sigh, I get off the bed and joining her and headed downstairs. Yay, more stuff. I need a drink. By the way, I'm drinking green tea. Whoa! High Speed, Need for Speed, Grand Theft Auto, Doki Doki Edition. So, are you two excited for the festival? As I remember writing wishes for Tantabana with my friends. I remember. I haven't gone to a festival in a while. Not since my parents were still alive, that is. Mom glances in the rearview mirror to meet Yuri from eyes for a moment. I hope you'll be able to do their memories justice by having a good time today, then. I'm sure we will. As Mom and Yuri chat, I find myself lured into a dazed, half-asleep state by the sound of the car engine. The fact that Mom knows about Yuri's parents is a mark of how far their relationship has come. You don't really drive a lot in Japan, do you? It's kind of weird to own a car, isn't it? They've definitely become a lot closer. I'm sure that Mom already sees Yuri as a kind of a daughter. Yuri simply comes around to my house enough these days for Mom to see her that way. I can only hope that Yuri comes to see her as a mother figure, too. The streetlight outside blurred by a pale golden streak as we drive out throughout the neighborhood. It's a good thing my mom's still able to work at home. Otherwise, Yuri and I would be walking outside in the cold. Salty. What? Didn't you hear us calling you? We're here. Oh, alright. Sorry, I was falling asleep there. This should wake you up then. Mom opens the car door, causing me to immediately get blasted by a gust of cold night air. I'm immediately shivers. I guess this was an effective way to wake me up anyway. Jeez, it's freaking cold outside. We did tell you to bring a jacket, you know. I thought you guys were exaggerating. You know what they say about assumptions. Oh, that was her. Assumptions. Okay, save the lecture for when. Get back home, please. I suppose we'd better get going then. Stay safe, you two, and have lots of fun for me. Sure thing, Mom. We shut the car door, and after waving goodbye, we left alone at the entrance to the festival. The bright lights of the festival starkly contrast the darkness of the streets we've just been driving through. What's ordinarily a plain city street is now transformed by a multitude of colorful stalls and tables decked out overhead by glowing lanterns. Crowds of people from all ages mill about, chattering and yelling away happily to create a cacophony of noises. As we step into the throngs, the temperature difference is instantly noticeable. Here, the body heat of dozens upon dozens of people, along with the heat from food stalls, stoves warms up the night. Heavy smells of frying foods waft through the air, causing my stomach to gurgle unexpectedly. Oh man, are you hungry? A bit. Everything smells delectable. I'm definitely going to blow up all my pocket money on food tonight. Oh, good choice. You've been saving up for this a while, haven't you? You bet. It's not every day that I can indulge in this much junk food. Suddenly I feel a tap on my shoulder. Eh? Hey, it's them. Hey, Salty, fancy meeting you here. Behind me stands Monica, Sayori, and Natsuki. It seems like they just arrived too. What a coincidence! It's like fate! Oh, well, this is a popular festival, so I don't doubt that we'll see other classmates as well tonight. Shush, don't ruin the magic, Yuri. So you guys plan to come together, eh? Yep, Tatabata is a festival related to poetry after all, so I decided to make this into a club trip. Hey, why didn't we get invited then? Idiot, you already mentioned that you were going with Yuri before. Oh yeah, I guess I did. You and Yuri make such a great couple here. We should take lots of pictures. Oh, thank you. Come on guys, let's not disturb those lovebirds any further. See you two later. The three girls soon disappeared to the crowd, leaving Yuri and me alone again. Finally, no obstacles between myself and food. What about Yuri? Man, I can't remember when I had such good okonomiyaki. The Japanese pancakes are bursting with umami, having been slathered in sauce and piled high with various toppings. How's your dango? Yours, even the sweet tooth, have been nibbling at a couple of sweets dumpling for a while now. They're exactly how I remember them as from when I was a child. I doubt they wouldn't be West with as classic a recipe as regular old dango. You never know. There are a lot of modern variations of food these days. Have you been looking up recipes again? Looks like I got her. There's nothing wrong with variety. I know. I didn't mean it as a bad way or anything. I know you never mean anything in a bad way. We make our way to the center of the plaza and settle down on a quiet bench together. Various bamboo trees are set up before us, and quite a few decorations and festival wishes are already hung up on the branches. The slender green stalks sway gently in the wind, rustling quickly as if whispering. Salty, you don't know how thankful I am that I met you. Honestly speaking, you've changed my life for the better. I couldn't have asked for a better boyfriend. I can't believe I'm a good person you are. Hold up, Yuri. You don't have to gush about me so much. I think you're giving me too much credit. But you have changed me. Well, I guess I did help some, but nothing would have mattered if you didn't decide to help yourself in the end. You're the one who put in so much effort to change. You're the one who decided to open up to me. And for that reason, I'm the one who's thankful that I got to meet such a wonderful and thoughtful girl. Plus, it wasn't just me who helped provide you happy memories either. The rest of the club helped too, right? Especially Natsuki? Yuri leans into me, idly fiddling with my sleeve. You know what? You're right. I did help myself. I've always been scared to think well of myself and to presume that I had the willpower to help myself. But at the end, I think that is true. It's a bit frightening to think that I've actually come all this way. Well, frightening's the wrong word. Shocking, maybe. In the end, I suppose my support network helped me realize some things about myself, though. Because of all of you, I was able to identify my flaws and find the motivation to try to resolve them. You all treated me like a normal person. You didn't pity me or act like I was a fragile angel. Yuri, you're one of the strongest people I know. I've never seen you as someone as to pity. I'm sure the others feel the same. To be honest, I don't know if I could have been able to go through the same stuff you have. Well, we grew up in totally different circumstances, so we wouldn't be able to tell. But knowing you, I think you would have been able to do it. And probably less time than it took me to. Hey, you're taking just the right amount of time with this stuff, in my opinion. There's no use rushing something as delicate as this. I have faith in you, Yuri. I've seen how much time and effort you've put into changing. I know how strong you are. Salty. Yuri squeezes my hands in hers. Do you have the paper to write our wishes on? Yeah, right here. Do you know what you're going to write? I believe so. Don't peek. I wouldn't dream of it. We spent a few moments scribbling down our wishes. I have to rack my brain for ideas before I settle on the perfect callback poem for Yuri. Do you want to see mine before I hang it up? Sure thing. My wish. Standing under the bamboo, I gaze at the stars. They twinkle steadily, tiny beacons in the night. As I watch them, I fill with expectations, hope springing out them from my heart as I yearn for understanding. Wishing for a meaning, a perspective, a way to change the world. My heart waves as I learn to look at the one around me, guiding stars their paths aligned with mine, leading me onward toward the distant dawn. There you go. I gather my courage, reaching out for them, holding them close. I pray for this feeling to last, yearning for the day I can accept this brilliance and make it my own, so that the star of my life might shine and light away in the dark. Damn. beautiful. I thought I'd make a return to form and write this one in free verse. Yeah, I noticed that. It's a nice throwback. You always keep a preface for free verse, don't you? Although writing in meter and rhyme are interesting exercises, I always felt much able to express my true self using free verse. Also, I'm guessing that you wrote about stars because of the legend behind Tatavana. That's right. Well, I might also think that the stars look beautiful tonight. But when I was thinking about it, my mind kept returning to the North Star for some reason. It was then that I realized how fitting it would be to compare everyone in my life to guiding stars as a metaphor. Poetic as always, Yuri, but you know what? You're the star in my life. Oh! Yuri giggles shyly, softly taking hold of my own hands. Thank you, Salty. And yes, you were one of the foremost people in my thoughts. There were you, the literature club members, your mom, my parents, therapy. She went to therapy! Wait, Yuri, you're going to therapy? Let me say that in a more realistic way. Wait, Yuri, you're going to therapy? Yes, I just decided to. I know that you've been advocating it all along, so that's great news. Getting professional opinion, that's got to count for something, right? Now that I've learned how to fight my urges more effectively, I want to be able to stay clean for good. And I figured that I might as well try therapy out. It's not like it could make me any worse, right? That's the spirit. You know, for a time I actually thought you might be regretting telling me anything about it. I thought you might have regret telling me about everything. But I'm glad to know that I was dead wrong about that. I don't blame you for thinking that. Come on, you gotta give me some blame at least. I shouldn't have even doubted you. Man, now my wish is gonna be terrible compared to yours. I doubt that it could make you as happy as yours made me. Well, you can let me be the judge of that. Okay, another crappy salty poem. 1 second. From me to you. It's summer and the stars are out. I think of the future and what the poem's about. Really? I hope my friendship lasts much longer. I like to watch our bonds go stronger. My days so far have been alright, but I'd like to help you who made my life seem bright. I'll be by your side if you're ever lonely. Where others may falter, I swear to be your one and only. Even if you don't feel whole, I'll give you a piece of myself to soothe the pain of your weary soul. Because you're important to me. As fragile memories shattered like glass, so will we rebuild them together, and another year will come to pass. Yeah, nice try, buddy. I was actually thinking about the very first poem you ever showed me when I was writing this. I think it was titled Tumble, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, I remember that you wrote about the missing part of yourself and not being important. I do remember in this version we did read about Tumble. I don't know if that's a randomized thing. Do you always have to first poem be Tumble? I don't know. So I decided to write about how you're basically the most important part of my life now. Salty, you actually remember my poems enough to indicate some of the motifs? How could I forget anything related to you? Salty, I love you. And I love you too, Yuri. I gently cup Yuri's face in my hands and kiss her, mwah, savor the slightly sweet taste of her lips. As we break away for air, Yuri speaks up. Hold on, we still need to hang up our riches. We approach a bamboo tree together, the colorful strips of paper bearing the hopes and dreams of dozens of people playfully twirling in the winds. Yuri beams up at me as we hang our wishes side by side. They spin together, constantly brushing up against each other, as if connected. And they are connected in that our hopes for the future are intertwined with each other. I can't imagine a future without Yuri at this point. Despite everything that may have happened between us, despite all the baggage from our past weighing us down, we can find strength in each other. We can learn together, change together, grow together. And we can move on to the future together. Is it a... Do we do it? It's all the areas we were at. We got the good ending! Yay! Doki Doki Blue Skies! Cool! We did it, dudes! Dudettes! Hey! This has been a good mod. Like, I enjoyed it, you know? It really brought out, it definitely brought out the characters and made more of them. They weren't just their types. Natsuki wasn't just her yandere, or not yandere, her tsundere. Sayori was more than just a, oh, I'm a depressed side character. She was actually more the person. And we got to express more into Yuri. So, no, I enjoyed this. Kind of sucked that I had to go back to the good ending, but hey, it was worth it. And we got to learn more about Monica, so that's good. I'm going to be playing the other sides of these stories too. We will figure that out next week. If you guys don't mind, like, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Uh-oh. Having some Sakurai mom action. No, Mom. He's a Nazi. There. The Literature Club. Special thanks to the Literature Club. Me! For staying with us for the ride, no matter how long it was. Aww, you made me blush. Hey, me. Anime me. How you doing? Okay. No screwing around. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.